So under the section of clear comprehension, we have already discussed at length about this abhikante patikante sampajana karihoti. It means applying clear comprehension when going and returning. So next, the Buddha says, alokite vilokite sampajana karihoti. So in looking straight ahead, looking in front and looking away, when the yogi applies or practices clear comprehension. So alokite means in looking straight ahead, right in front. Vilokite means looking away, in looking away. So in looking away means looking away from the front. So that means any other direction other than the front is looking away. So it can be looking above, like when you want to take something from a shelf on the wall, you have to look up. Or looking below, like when you are sweeping, or looking to the side, or looking behind. So in case there's danger coming from those directions. So that's the meaning. Vilokite, in looking away from the front, looking away in all other directions, other than straight in front. Okay. Yeah. So basically what this means is in looking, whichever direction he applies clear comprehension. Yeah, so it talks about looking. Do you look when you meditate? When you're doing sitting meditation, do you look? When you're in sitting meditation, your eyes is closed, right? So you don't look. But just before you begin sitting meditation, you are looking, right? Looking straight ahead. At what? Maybe at the yogi in front, or at the Buddha image. So then you're supposed to not seeing. Okay? Be aware, clearly comprehending the experience of seeing. Okay? So, and then after that, you close your eyes. Right? So when you close your eyes, there's first of all intention, right? Intention to close. So you should know intention. Okay? Usually intention is very fast. It's almost impossible to label. You can note, but it's almost impossible to label. Because before you can even label in your mind, it's already gone. It's very fast. If you have really experienced intention, the impulsion, it's very fast. Okay? So you can note it. Noting and labeling, remember, two different things. Noting means seeing clearly, discerning clearly. So there's intention to close, and then the eyelid starts to close. Okay? So you can also note. Closing. So you're not closing, what is there? What do you feel when in closing the eyelids? When you know, what do you experience? Heaviness. Oh, that's when you're sleepy. Heavy eyelids. Yeah, usually it's just some sensation, pulling down, tightening. Yeah, very slight sensation. Okay? Don't think it's very, very tight. Very, very tight means you that you close. But usually you don't, you just close. So it's a very slight sensation. So when you're not, you're paying attention, you can pick up the sensation. It's actually the wind element. That's the nature of the wind element. And if you are noting carefully, paying attention, you know that this nature, the wind element, comes because of because of intention. Intention to close. So the wind element arises, shutting the eyelid. Okay? So, and then you begin your sitting meditation. So during sitting, your eyes is completely closed. There's no seeing, no looking. You're not even supposed to look. Don't churi open the eyelids. Try to see. Sometimes yogi feel some sensation. What is there? So try open. What is this? Then close. So even you do that, also you should do with noting intention. That is looking. Maybe looking down, maybe looking up. So first you must know intention. Apply clear comprehension. First of all, is there any benefit? Clear comprehension of what is beneficial. Sataka sampajanya and sapaya sampajanya. Often it's not beneficial. There is no reason to open. You're supposed to not. If you feel some sensation on the body, you just feel, not feeling itchy. If the thought arises, what is this? Not the thought. Thinking. You want to open the eyes to see, not desire. So if you really not desire disappear, then you don't open the eyes. You continue doing your sitting meditation. Why open the eyes? Disrupt the meditation. So, and then after the end of your sitting meditation, then again, once you stop, first thing you do is what? First thing you do is intention. Intention to what? Yes, you want to open the eyes. Again, the intention arises. So you note the intention. Okay? Again, it's very fast. Usually it's very fast. So, and then eyelid starts to open. So you note intention, you note eyelids opening. You feel again the tightness in the eyelids as it starts to pull open. You can literally feel pull open the eyelids. Sometimes you feel the eyes itself, the eyeballs becoming slightly firm. So first there's intention, and then there's this nature of the wind element arising. Tightness, pulling, firmness. So this nature of the wind element spreads due to the intention, they arise and then they spread, through the eyelids, spread through the eyeball, and then it causes the movement of the eyelids opening. So you're not opening. So you realize this nature of wind element. Okay? Then upon opening the eyes, then you start to see. So the experience of seeing arises. And then you're not seeing. Be aware there is experience of the visible object. So you're not seeing. And there's a knowing of the visible object. Yeah. So this is called clear comprehension in looking straight ahead. Right? So when a yogi is applying clear comprehension in this way, noting, so noting continuously, is gochara sampajanya, staying within the territory or satipatthana. So as you note continuously, you realize in this act of looking, opening eyes and looking, that is just this mental, physical process going on, just this mental, physical nature present. So there's no person here, no being, no self. There's no person who opened the eyelids. That's just the intention causing the wind element to arise, giving rise to the movement of the eyelids. Okay? There's no person here who sees. There's just the nature of the eye consciousness, seeing. You discern it clearly, your mind is very clear, you can even see each of these mental physical nature arising and disappearing right where they arise. Then you come to see the nature of impermanent, suffering, non-self. It's clear comprehension, non-delusion. So in sitting meditation, so usually your eyes is closed, you don't look. Okay. Then during walking meditation, so there was no choice, your eyes is open. So you choose a path. When you do walking meditation, you must choose a walking path that is clear of obstacles. Clear obstacles where you can be sure that, let's say even if you walk with your eyes closed, you can be sure that you will not bump into anything. Yes, there's no obstacle on the path. Okay? So if you have a walking path like this, then when you are doing walking meditation, you don't have to worry. You don't have to look here and there in order to avoid bumping into things. So you can keep your eyes cast down, just a few feet in front. So don't have to look up, don't have to look left, look right, look behind. So just cast your eyes down. And then your whole attention, you can keep on the walking process. Okay? So you don't have to worry about anything. So your entire attention anchor on the foot, and that is walking. Paying full attention to the process of walking. Keeping only a bare minimal attention on the surrounding. So In fact, when you are doing walking meditation, if your attention is fully on the walking process, following it continuously, moment by moment, lifting, 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 pushing, 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 placing, 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 every single moment, your wholehearted attention, complete attention on the process of walking. Okay? So if you meditate in this way during your walking meditation, because your whole attention is just on the foot moving, lifting, pushing, placing, then for your eyes, even though your eyes open, it sees, but it does not really know what is seen. So that's just bare seeing. Okay? Everything appears very hazy. Okay? So because your whole attention is on the foot. Okay? Now, occasionally, the attention may run to the eyes. Then you're just not seeing. Okay? So, and then after that, immediately it returns to the foot. Okay? Even you're not seeing, you really does not register what you are seeing. Just like the other day I mentioned, the yogi was meditating at home. So something passed in front of you. So you're just not seeing, and come back to the walking meditation. Okay? Only later on when one moment or lapse of mindfulness, then only he realized it's a rat. But at that time, at that moment when he knows, his mind was completely in the present. So because I was following so carefully the steps, lifting, pushing, placing, so like completely in the moment, moment to moment to moment. Okay? So when the attention goes to the eyes and noting, seeing, it's also in the moment. Okay? When you're in a moment, in the present moment, your noting is so sharp that it's right in the present moment. So the concepts will not register in the mind. Right in the present moment, there's no concept. Concept cannot arise. Okay? Concept is something that the mind processes. The mind needs time to process. To take the object and then process it in the mind and come up with a concept, an idea about what is seen. Okay? So that takes place if you fail to note in the present moment. Okay? You fail to note in the moment, and then it goes to the mind door, and the mind door process, and then it comes out the idea. But if you're noting so fast that immediately the object impinges on the eye, and you note right in that moment. So you just note in that moment. That's just reality. A visible form, which is just a block of colors. That's what the Buddha meant. Ditte Dhammatam Bhavisati. In what is seen, there will only be what is seen. Okay? What is seen? What is seen is visible form. What is visible form? It's just colors. So just blobs of colors. So the concept does not register at all. So if you keep your mind every single moment, you're just noting in the present moment, noting. Concept will not arise. Okay? So when you're doing walking meditation, you keep noting, you keep your attention just on the foot. Okay? So the attention rarely runs to the other senses. It's anchored on the foot. So even you see, it appears hazy. Just blobs of colors. Usually you do not even know what you are seeing. Okay? Of course, this will not last throughout the walking session, because especially when you come close to the end of the pathway, you're afraid to bump into things. Then you really look. At that time, there is a reason to look. There's clear comprehension of purpose. Sattaka sampajana also means purpose. Is there a purpose, a need to look? So in the middle of the pathway, there's no need to look. So you can even close your eyes and just walk. But when you reach the end of the pathway, then there's a need to look. Otherwise you bump into the wall, or you bump into another yogi. So, so when there's a need to look, then you look. Then because there's a deliberate looking, then usually the concept will come back. You know what you are looking. But if the momentum of the noting is there, very fast you re-establish. After you know, oh, okay, I need to turn, and then you go back to your usual noting, intention to stop, stopping, and so on, turning. Then again, the mind can go back to reality. So sitting and then walking. So, and then other than sitting and walking meditation, at all other times when the eyes are open during the daily activities. So the proper etiquette for a yogi, so the proper mode of behavior, the sila of a yogi. The yogi is held to a higher standard of sila, of mode of behavior, of conduct. So for yogis, your eyes should always look down, not in front, not up, not to the side, always in front. Always cast down on the floor, just a few feet away. So when you're walking from one place to another, so your eyes should be cast down. Walking from that building to this building, walking from your meditation hall to the dining hall, and so on. Your eyes should always be cast down, restrained. That is the proper behavior of a yogi. A yogi should not walk like that, like that. Some yogis do that. Last time I saw one yogi. He's walking meditation, he walk like that, he walk like that. So that's not proper for a yogi. Eyes should be cast down. So walking from place to place, when you are everywhere in your daily activities, when you are waiting in a lunch queue, so don't look what did they prepare today. You're supposed to stand there and wait, eyes cast down. Don't close your eyes, because the person in front of you move, you have to move. So while you stand there, your eyes cast down, you're supposed to be noting, standing, standing, standing. When it's time to move, you must know intention, then moving, moving, stepping, stepping. So, and then when it comes, your turn comes to take the food, then you look. Intention to look. So waiting in a queue, when you're chanting also, yogi chanting, like that, proper way. Yes. So, even when listening to Dhamma talk, what's the proper way for yogis to listen to Dhamma talk? Those who have been to Burma, you know. What's the proper way? In a meditation posture, with eyes closed. Yes. You don't need your eyes to listen to Dhamma talk. You listen with your ears. So you close your eyes and just listen with your ears. This way you cut down a lot of distraction. You can focus your attention just on the Dhamma talk. So, and especially when there's a lot of, you go into, let's say, the dining hall, especially in the dining hall, when there's a lot of people, a lot of activities going on, right? During the dana. At that time, it's very important to restrain the eyes. Cast down, don't look left, don't look right. Don't let the eyes wander about. Wandering eyes leads to wandering mind. Eyes wander, it catches many things, and many different thoughts are fired up. So, for example, your eyes starts to wander, then you look, you catch your friend, then start thinking, I must tell him this, I must tell her that. Or you start criticizing. Why is she like that? Why is he like that? So restrain the eyes. Yogi is supposed to go in a dining hall with meditation, noting left step, right step, left step, right step. Your eyes completely restrained. Don't look here, don't look there. That's the proper behavior of a yogi. Yogi should always turn the attention inside, not outside. So the two senses that always turn outside is the eyes and the ears, especially the eyes. So these two senses must especially be guarded. So for the eyes now, because we are talking about looking, so the eyes always cast down. Feel free, just feel free in front. Okay, not too near, because too near you strain your neck. So too far, then you start seeing things. Just a few feet in front. Then your attention should be on whatever you're doing. If you're walking, then not the walking process. If you're standing, not standing. So, and so on. Here you can tell the story about another ancient elders, the name of Thera, Chittagutta Thera. So Chittagutta literally means his mind is guarded. One whose mind is guarded. That means he guard his mind very well. So this Thera, he lived for a very long time in a particular place, but he never once looked up. So he don't even know what is there in the cave. So I can read to you straight from this is from the Visuddhimagga translation. So he was living, this Thera, he was living in a cave, a great cave, at a place called Kurandaka. So in the great cave of Kurandaka, I think this is probably in ancient Sri Lanka. So in this great cave, it seems there was a lovely painting of the renunciation of the 7 Buddhas, the 7 past Buddhas. So then a number of bhikkhus wandering about among the dwellings saw the painting in the cave and said, "Oh, what a lovely painting, Venerable." So they were talking to this elder, Chittagutta. So they saw this painting and then they remarked, "What a lovely painting, Bhante." So then the elder said to them, "Oh, for more than 60 years, friends, 60 years, 60. So for more than 60 years, friends, I have lived in the cave, and I did not know whether there was any painting there or not. Now today I know it through those who have eyes." So imagine for 60 years he lived there. So he must be very old already at that time. He must have started living in the cave when he was very young. So if we take, let's say he start living in the cave at the age of 25, because the earliest the monk can ordain is about 20, and then training for 5 years. So after 5 years, he start meditating. So let's say he went there and stay at the age of 25. So he'll be 60 years, he'll be 85. They're very old already at that time. So throughout that period of time, 60 years, he never once looked up. So he always, his eyes is cast down. He restrained his senses. He practiced this restraint of the senses. So he says that the elder, it seems, though he had lived there for so long, had never raised his eyes and looked up at the cave. And at the door of his cave, there was a great ironwood tree. And the elder had never looked up at that tree either. So, but he knew it was in flower when he saw its petals on the ground each year. And so when he sees the petals, he knows, oh, another year already. So he never looked up at the tree. And so then it says, the king heard of the elder's great virtues. So, and he sent for him 3 times, desiring to pay homage to him. Okay? So as a Buddhist king, and in fact for all Buddhists also, whenever we hear, oh, there is this Ajahn, or there is this Sayadaw, very great virtue, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, all very good, maybe Arahant, then you all rush to see him, to pay homage, to do dana. But this is a king, so he don't rush to see him. He sent for him. He summoned you. So, but the elder did not come. So, because like all good yogi, so a good yogi is a good monk, like to stay away from society, because the society introduces a lot of distraction to the practice. Okay? So as far as possible, we try to avoid having to engage with the lay society. Already the Vinaya already made compulsory for the monks certain engagement with the lay devotees. That's why we cannot store food. We cannot store food. Then every day we have to go and meet the lay devotees to accept dana. So that is enough already. That's why there is this practice of bringing the mindfulness with you on arm's round and bringing it back. So because specifically for Armstrong, because it's a distraction. Every day you need to go out. So more than that, monks usually try to avoid engaging with the lay society. Okay? So these elders also. So that's why when the king summoned him, he did not go. So when the elder did not go, the king, he had the breasts of all the women with infants in the town bound and sealed off, saying that as long as the elder does not come, let the children go without milk. So the king prevent the mother from breastfeeding their infant, just to force the elder to come to visit him. So this must not be a very respectful king. So a respectful Buddhist will not do that. Force the monk to do something that they do not want. Also show some conceit. I am the king. I can do whatever I want. So when the king do this, so the elder, out of compassion for the children, so he went to visit the king in the place Mahagama. So when the king heard that the elder had come, he said, "Go and bring the elder in. I shall take the precepts." So having had him brought up into the inner palace, he paid homage to him and provided him with a meal. So he do dana. Then after the meal, he told the elder, "Today, Bhante, there is no opportunity. I shall take the precepts tomorrow." So this is his tactic of delaying the elder from going back. So because he invite him so that he can take precepts, but now he delay. He says, "No time today. I will take precepts tomorrow." So he took the elder's bowl, and after following him for a little, he paid homage with the queen and turned back. So for 7 days this goes on. And so it says, as 7 days went by in this way, whether it was the king who paid homage or whether it was the queen, the elder always said, "May the king be happy." So the other bhikkhus asked him, "Why is it, Bhante, that whether it is the king who pays the homage or the queen, you say, 'May the king be happy'?" So the elder replied, "Friends, I do not notice whether it is the king or the queen." Because his eyes was not looking up, he was looking down. So he did not see who was paying homage. So even if maybe the soldier come and pay homage also, he may say, "May the king be happy." So at the end of 7 days, when it was found that the elder was not happy living there in the palace, so he was dismissed by the king. So the king let him return. So he went back to the great cave at Kurandaka. And when it was night, he went out onto his walk. That means he do walking meditation. He went to the walking path. Okay. So a deity who dwelt in the ironwood tree stood by with a torch of sticks. Okay. Then his meditation subject became quite clear and plain. The elder, thinking, how clear my meditation subject is today, So he was glad. And immediately after the middle watch, he reached arahantship. And so for 60 years, why did he attain arahantship? And that night, he has been meditating there for 60 years, right? So he did not attain arahantship. Why is it that on that night after he come back from the palace, he attained arahantship? Because as long as he stayed inside the cave, it was quite easy for him to restrain the eyes, the senses, because there's nothing much to distract the attention. Okay? So he doesn't need to put in much effort to restrain. But that 7 weeks that he spent at the palace, there was a lot of objects. So during that 7 weeks, 7 days, so he has to put in a lot of effort in order to restrain the senses. Okay? So for 7 weeks, continuously he has to put in effort to restrain the senses, to note seeing, hearing, smelling, and so on. Okay? So after 7 days, when he came back from the palace, there's a lot of energy in his mind. So he has a boost of energy. So because of that boost of energy, so when he meditated, so he very quickly he gained result. He attained arahantship. So this elder, you see, he restrained his eyes. He don't look here, he don't look there. For 60 years. You don't even know that there is a painting in a cave that he had been living for 60 years. So never once look up at a tree outside his cave. So how many posters have you seen in the center? So all yogis should emulate these elders. When you are on retreat, you should emulate this elder. So you go about with your eyes restrained, with your ears restrained. So everything restrained, noting. Okay? So your eyes should always be cast down. Don't look up unnecessarily. But should a need arise in order to look, then what do you do? Look. Look. You should not look immediately. Sataka sampajanya, clear comprehension of purpose, of needs, of what is beneficial. Is it beneficial to look? Is there a need to look? What is the purpose of looking? So you must consider clearly, not immediately look. So during walking meditation, especially in a meditation center, your walking path is clear of obstacle, clear of danger. So there's no need to look. There's no benefit in looking. It only distracts your attention from your walking meditation. Okay? There's nothing that should interest you enough to see anyway. Okay, so your yogi meditating, your attention should always be inside, not outside. Not outward looking, but inward looking. Okay? So outside things should not interest you. Otherwise, your mind keep going outside. How to settle down? You see one thing after another, hear one thing after another, and so on. One object after another, then one thought after another. So then questions starts to arise one after another. Then instead of meditating, you start thinking about the question. So attention should be inside. Looking is only a distraction. It's not beneficial. There's no real need to look. So you should focus attention exclusively on the walking. But during daily activities, sometimes you may need to look in order to avoid danger. Like if you're walking in the forest behind and you hear a sound coming directly at you very fast, better start looking. So it could be some danger. Then at that time there is a need to look. So, or if somebody call out to you, somebody call you, don't continue to walk. So it will be very rude. So here in the meditation center, usually people will not call you unless necessary. And so if they call you, it means something important. So, or sometimes there's a new notice on the board, like we put up the interview schedule, then you need to go and read. So at that time, then you need to look. Okay. So when you're taking the food during the meal time, you're taking the food, you need to look. You need to look at what food to take. So here you need to consider the purpose of taking food, so as not to give rise to mental defilements. This is called Sattaka Sampajanya, clear comprehension of purpose and benefit of eating. You eat not to enjoy, not to make your body beautiful, to fatten it up, make it plump, not to be obsessed with muscular strength, eat only to sustain the body, to give the body strength to practice, to heal the body, to overcome hunger, not to overeat, and so on. So yeah, considering this purpose and benefit of eating, then you take the food. Okay? So you look, when you look for those food that can give you this benefit. What food should I take in order that I may get enough energy, enough nutriment, so that I can continue to maintain this body, to have enough energy to practice, and what quantity to take. So all this becomes clear when you consider clearly the benefit, the purpose of eating. So when you look at the food, then you know what to take. If you do not consider, this good, that good, everything good, take, then your plate become like a mountain of food. That afternoon cannot meditate. Stomach too heavy. Okay. Then sappaya sampajana, also we must consider, is it suitable? Suitable to look. When there's a lot of people, a lot of activities, as we say, not suitable to look here and there. You must really restrain the eyes. So for yogis, most of the time it's not suitable to look up at all. So always the eyes must be cast down. Okay, but sometimes it may be suitable to look. For example, when you are, let's say, you feel very down in your practice, not inspired, and so on. So you are facing a lot of obstacles in your practice. So sometimes when you pay respect to the Buddha. Then you look up, look at the Buddha Rupa. Then, especially if you are the faith-oriented person, Saddacharita, faith temperament, then it may inspire you. It may it may uplift your mind. Okay? So then you feel good again. You feel inspired again to practice. Especially you look at the Buddha and then you recollect passages from the suttas. Then you remember the Buddha last word, Apamadena Sampadita. I must strive with diligence. Then you become inspired again. So at that time, that is a benefit and it's suitable to look at that time. Sometimes when you're meditating, when your mind feels very dull, very lethargic, lack of energy, then sometimes it may be beneficial and suitable to look at bright lights or bright open space. You will open up the mind, brighten it up. But not too long. Don't keep looking whole day looking. Once you brighten up the mind, then return to your meditation. Then Gochara Sampajanya. So clear comprehension of domain. So this means when you look without forsaking the domain of Satipatthana. So as you look, you make sure you make effort to keep within the domain of Satipatthana. That means you're continuously noting. As you are looking, you're continuously noting. Not the intention that arise, then you note the nature of the wind element that arise, the movement that arise, the eyelids. So you're not intention, you're not opening. And then when you see, you're not seeing. Sometimes you realize what you're seeing, you're not realizing. So they must not. Sometimes also when you want to look, you need to turn. So intention to turn, and then turning. So you note carefully, you note the series of intention, the series of movement, intention, movement, intention turning, and then when looking, seeing, or looking. So noting in this way, noting continuously in this way, in the act of seeing, looking, without forsaking mindfulness. That's called clear comprehension of domain, keeping within the domain of Satipatthana. And the last one is asamoha sampajanya, clear comprehension of non-delusion. So as the yogi is keeping within domain of Satipatthana, noting continuously, not the intention, not the movement, not the seeing, and so on. So then when the seeing, the noting is clear, the yogi begin to realize there's no person here, no self, no I here in the act of looking. Okay? So what is there is simply a process of nama rupa, mental physical nature. So the yogi listens very clearly that due to the intention to look, so the nature of the wind element arises and starts to spread. So spread through the neck, to the head. And you start to feel the neck becoming firm and stiff. You start nature pulling. So it starts to spread. And then the movement starts to occur. Turning, turning. So, so due to the intention to look, this nature wind element arises, it spreads, giving rise to this movement of turning the head. Okay? The behavior of turning the head. Okay? And then the eye starts to look. Because the intention to look also, you can feel the wind element in the eyeball. It starts to become firm as you strain the eyes to look. So that is also the nature of the wind element. Then when you see, you're not seeing. So then there's eye consciousness arise. Then when you're not seeing, then another thought process may arise, realizing what is being seen. Then you can note again, realizing. So the yogi can discern very clearly this entire process of nama rupa. He sees clearly, discerns very clearly that there's no persons here that turns the head. Okay? So there's only the intention, a series of intention that arise, giving rise to a series of movement of turning. That's called turning of the head. There's no person here that is turning the head. There's also no person here who is seeing. Rather, there's just this nature of the eye consciousness, experiencing the visible object. Okay? So this is called asammoha, sampajanya, clear comprehension or non-delusion. Okay? You see clearly without any delusion the true nature of this act of turning to look. There's no person here, there's just mental physical nature. This is clear comprehension, non-delusion. You have no delusion at all that there is some person here carrying out the act of turning and looking. This is called clear comprehension of non-delusion. Also, the yogi, when he discerns, the noting is very clear. He also discerns that each of this mental physical nature is present in this act of turning and looking. Each of this nature arises and disappears right where it arises. Okay? They're impermanent, they're suffering and non-self. This also is clear comprehension of non-delusion. Okay? Yeah, so in this very act of looking, yogi can develop insight in the true nature of nama rupa. Very simple act of looking. Okay? So don't underestimate. That's why I asked the yogi to note all these activities. Okay? All these minute activities should not miss. Every single physical, mental activities is an opportunity. When you note, is an opportunity to develop clear insight into nature of nama rupa. Okay? And this insight develops moment by moment. As you note, it develops, it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. This is called Vipassana bhavana, development of insight. You are developing this clear insight, making it clearer and clearer, stronger and stronger. So when the insight is strong, it has this power of relinquishment, relinquishing attachment to the process of suffering, power of turning away from a process of suffering. It has this power. And it is this power, the insight, that finally plunge the mind into the experience of cessation. So because when the mind turns away from the process of suffering, what does it incline towards? Incline towards the cessation of the process of suffering. It's this insight, the power inside that inclines the mind towards the cessation of suffering. That's why we have to develop insight. We develop Vipassana. That's why we practice Vipassana Bhavana. Development of insight or insight meditation. Okay, we stop here today. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Buddham Pujemi. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Dhammam Pujemi. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Sangham Pujemi. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Mata Pitunam Pujemi. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Acariyanam Pujemi. Pada imaya Patipadaya Jaram Maranamha Rimochesami. Idame Punyam Asawakaya Waham Hodu. Idame Punyam Nibbanasa Pacayo Hodu. Idame Silam Magaphalanyanasa Pacayo Hodu. Imam no Punya Bhagam Sabbasadanam Dema. Imam no Punya Bhagam Sabbasadanam Dema. Imam no Punya Bhagam Sabbasadanam Dema. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So may all of you be well, happy and peaceful always. May all of you always be healthy, be safe, be strong. May you all be able to continuously practice the Dhamma without any obstacle, without any trouble. And soon may all of you be able to experience the unconditioned peace of Nibbana through your practice.